The South Union Township Supervisors presents the South Union Township Sports Network today from Laurel Highlands High School. It's girls varsity basketball as the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs take on the Uniontown Lady Red Raiders. Hi everyone, I'm Joshua Scully with South Union Township Sports Network. South Union Township Sports Network coverage is a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, this is Joshua Scully along with South Union Township Sports Network. We've got Bill Dice behind the lens, and we will have the starting lineups for you next here from the Harold Horst Taylor Memorial Gymnasium. We'll start with the starting lineup for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs, who come into this season a perfect 5-0 under head coach Stuart Davis. This evening, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs starting lineup will look like this. At guard, the 5'4 junior number 3, Righteous Richardson. At guard, the 5'10 sophomore number 15, Taylor Irwin. At forward, the 5'11 junior, Ariana Sumter. At guard, the 5'4 junior, Maya Harris. And at guard, the 5'9 freshman, Taylor Schwartfager. That's the starting lineup for the Lady Mustangs this evening. Coached by Stuart Davis, again a perfect 5-0 this season with victories over Taylor Alderdice, Franklin Regional Brownsville, Preston, and most recently Connellsville, who they defeated 31-18. The Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs have secured all 5 of those victories this season by double figures, including, of course, the game that we brought to you last week when the Lady Mustangs defeated Preston County here at Laurel Highlands High School 50-34. We are about 30 seconds away from tip-off, and as of right now, the Uniontown Lady Red Raiders have not yet posted their starting lineup, so we will have that for you as soon as it becomes official. The Uniontown Lady Red Raiders enter tonight's contest 1-3 on the season. Their victory coming against Bentworth 46-19. There is one common opponent between these two teams, the Connellsville Lady Falcons. The Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs defeated the Lady Falcons, of course, 31-18. The Lady Red Raiders came up just a bit short against the Lady Falcons recently, 42-37. We will pause now as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. The South Union Township Supervisors present the South Union Township Sports Network Live basketball coverage of girls varsity basketball. The Uniontown Lady Red Raiders taking on the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs. And we are now prepared to see the starting lineups for each team make their way onto the court. That starting lineup for the Lady Mustangs will include Harris, Swartfager, Sumter, Irwin, and Richardson. Those are your 5 starters for the Lady Mustangs. And we'll be seeing for the first time this evening the starting lineup for the Uniontown Lady Red Raiders. And the first player to be introduced for the Lady Red Raiders, the 6'2 junior center, Emily Myers, who wears 00 for Uniontown. Uniontown will also be starting the 5'11 junior guard, number 2, McKinley Baker, along with the point guard, 5'5 senior, number 4, Akira Dade. Number 12, the 5'5 senior, Jaleese Ingram. And number 23, the 5'10 sophomore forward, Chloe Wakefield. Ingram is the leading scorer for this Uniontown Red Raider team, averaging 12 points per game. Akira Dade averaging 8 points per game. Emily Myers, 5 points per game, and we'll be interested in seeing how Emily Myers matches up inside against Ariana Sumter and Ayera Jenkins. Myers is listed at 6'2", Jenkins listed at 6 foot, Sumter at 5'11". So we're expecting a good matchup inside. The Lady Mustangs this evening in their white home uniform, blue and red trim, red number. They'll be working left to right once we get underway here in just a moment. And the Lady Red Raiders in their visiting maroon uniform, white trim and number. The Lady Red Raiders, of course, will be working right to left under the direction this evening of head coach Penny Kazmarski. And it will be Myers in the center circle to jump for Uniontown. Coach Stuart Davis and the Lady Mustangs remain huddled, and they break that huddle and send their starting lineup onto the floor. And meeting Myers in the center circle will be number 2, Jenkins. And it appears as though Jenkins has replaced number 3, Righteous Richardson, in the starting lineup. The scoreboard here at Laurel Highlands High School still lists Richardson as a starter, but Jenkins ultimately in that role. And here's a pass inside to Jenkins, tied up with number 4, Akira Dade, in the paint. And the ball is going to stay with the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Stepping out is number 1, Maya Harris, from the baseline. And she sends it into Jenkins. Good positioning there for Jenkins. And the Lady Mustangs are on the board, 2-0 here with 7:46 to play in period number 1. The Lady Mustangs going to show some pressure. Dade working here to cross the timeline, and she gets tied up almost immediately. And that tie-up is going to go to the Uniontown Lady Red Raiders. Number 5, Taylor Swartfager, causing that tie-up. Ball will come in here for Uniontown's number 12, Ingram. She is their leading scorer. Moves it our way to Dade on the wing. Back to Ingram in the corner. Now back to Dade, who launches the 3 off the wing, and it's good. The Uniontown Lady Red Raiders strike for 3 and have a 3-2 advantage here in the early goings of quarter number 1. Harris now matched up against Ingram, looking for Jenkins, and the pass gets away as Jenkins and Dade collide. That will be Uniontown basketball. Uniontown head coach Penny Kazmarski said earlier today that the Uniontown Red Raiders are hoping to show off some of their speed tonight and use that speed to their advantage. Pass here to Myers, gets picked off by Sumter, who's off to the races down the near sideline. She gets turned around by Ingram. Moves high post to Harris, now back to Ingram. Ingram going to drive, beats Myers to the left, floats one up, no good off the glass. Rebound Jenkins. Jenkins is going to pull this back out and reset the play with Harris. Ingram is out there with her. Big pass here to Jenkins, high post, working against Akira Dade, and now Myers, and a collision inside. The shot is no good, but this is going to be a foul against 00. And indeed, the foul was called against 00, Emily Myers. And so Jenkins will step up to the foul line with the Lady Mustangs trailing by 1. That shot is good. And we've got a tie game here, 3-3. And the second one, also good. The Lady Mustangs back out front. Ball comes into Dade, now moving it our way to Ingram. Ingram trying to work against this Lady Mustangs press. Ball goes to Wakefield. Wakefield loses her grip on that pass, but the Lady Red Raiders are going to get the ball right back. Double dribble called against Jenkins following the steal. McKinley Baker, right in front of the score table, sends this one in to Ingram. Ingram going to bring it to the top of the key, and a little pass here to Dade. Dade going to reset the play, brings it all the way back to the L at center court. Now drives, trying to work against Swertfeger, and loses control of the basketball. And that's going to be Laurel Highlands basketball. 4-3 your score, 6:29 to play here in the first quarter. Ball comes into Sumter, then right back to the very dangerous Maya Harris. We've seen what she's able to do. And she can shoot from just about anywhere. She goes high post to Sumter. Sumter on the drive, draws some contact near the baseline. And that contact is going to come from number 2, McKinley Baker. And a foul called there against Baker, and that will send Sumter to the foul line. Ariana Sumter, the 5'11 junior, listed as a guard and forward. And she hits the first of 2 to put the Lady Mustangs ahead by 2 here with 6:18 to play, 5-3. The Lady Red Raiders putting all of their height down on the blocks, of course. Wakefield and Myers inside. It won't matter. Sumter's second shot goes. Ball comes into Ingram. Ingram is going to use our sideline once again. Fires a pass up over top to Wakefield. Wakefield has some space, moving to the near block, then pops it back out to Dade. Top of the key. Dade's going to let one go. No good. And the rebound goes to Ayera Jenkins. Jenkins, good pass here to Sumter. Sumter weaving through and across the timeline, but her pass looking for number 5, Taylor Swertfeger, just a little bit too much, makes it across the baseline. It's going to be Uniontown basketball. Ball comes in here to Ingram. And Ingram's going to be trapped. And the ball is stolen by Swertfeger on the drive, up off the glass, and good for 2. 8-3 your score. Ingram looking for space against the trap. Trying to find space now between Irwin and Swertfeger, and we're going to have a timeout taken by Uniontown head coach Penny Kazmarski, as the Lady Mustangs were not giving up much court space there to the Red Raiders. And this is going to be a 30-second timeout taken with 5:43 to play in the first quarter. The sponsors of this evening's game include South Union Township supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, the LH Girls Basketball Boosters, United Bank, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Help, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and agent David Hughes, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, and Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. And Uniontown will break the huddle. They will send the same 5 players back onto the floor, and it will be Ingram, Dade, and Baker who were tasked with bringing this ball across the timeline, although the Lady Mustangs have retreated. And here comes Dade across the timeline. Akira Dade for the Uniontown Lady Red Raiders. Quick pass into Wakefield. Back to our wing and Ingram. Ingram going to cycle the ball back to the top of the key. Dade looking down on the baseline for Baker. Baker, baseline jumper, no good. Rebound goes to Harris, and Harris is off to the races down the far sideline. Harris floats one up to Jenkins. Jenkins steered around on the block, goes to Sumter. Sumter on the drive, floats one up, off the rim, no good. Gets her own rebound, then loses it to Myers. And the Lady Red Raiders now are off to the races in the opposite direction. Here's Ingram. Floats one up over top of a couple defenders. No good. Myers inside, working hard, trying to get the offensive rebound. Won't have it. It's taken away by Jenkins. And here comes Harris for the Lady Mustangs. Matched up here against Ingram. She's going to move to her right and come to our wing. Now on the drive. She has some space, loses control of the basketball, and it's going to stay with the Lady Mustangs. Maya Harris from the S in Phillies puts one into the paint to Jenkins. Jenkins with the jumper, and it's a good one. The Lady Mustangs are in front 10-3. Here's Dade going up over the top of that trap to Baker, but Baker's pass is jumped by Sumter, and now Sumter with some space working against a couple of Red Raiders on this side and is fouled on her way to the bucket. Ariana Sumter will return to the foul line. And the Lady Mustangs have taken their fare of foul shots so far in this first quarter. 4:37 to play. That is the fourth team foul called against the Uniontown Lady Red Raiders. Sumter's first shot is good. Once again for Uniontown, Wakefield and Myers down on the block. And this one will come off the rim. Nice rebound there by Jenkins. Pops it out to Irwin. Irwin, the baby jumper from the short corner, is no good. It's a rebound by Sumter off the backside of that play. She moves it back up top to Harris, and Harris is going to bring the ball way back and let the play reset. Here's Jenkins looking to screen. Harris going to work with that. Goes inside. Easy look for Irwin. But Irwin, maybe surprised by how open she was, is not able to get that ball off the glass. We're going to have a substitution here for Uniontown. McKinley Baker will check out. Janelle Winfrey, the 5'8 senior center, going to check in here for Uniontown. Ingram working against a couple Lady Mustang defenders. Actually finds some space through now. Wants Winfrey on our block. She fires it back out to Dade, top of the key. Dade's going to lose the basketball, then recover it. She gets it back to Ingram. Ingram, top of the key, moves it. Dade, far wing. Dade looking inside to Myers and Wakefield, both trying to find some space in the paint. Dade's going to bring it back to the L and the LH, and her pass is jumped here by Sumter. She wanted Myers. And back and forth the Lady Mustangs go. Sumter off the glass, no good. Nice looking rebound there by Swartfager, and Swartfager finds some space off the glass and puts the Lady Mustangs ahead by 10, 13-3. Ingram coming our way to Dade. Dade trying to find some space, working against this trap. The Lady Mustangs offering plenty of pressure, and this pass nearly jumped by Taylor Irwin. Irwin, the 5'10 guard and forward. The Lady Red Raiders looking for some offense here. 3:24 to play in period number one. Plenty of basketball left. Ingram, drawing the attention of two defenders, moves this ball to the far corner, and Dade. Nice move by Dade, but she loses control of the basketball near the baseline. And that's going to be Lady Mustangs basketball. Harris steps out. She's standing right on the G in Mustangs and sends this one into Swartfager. Ball comes right back to her. And Harris is going to bring this one across the timeline. The Lady Mustangs looking to stay perfect this season. They are 5-0, looking to go 6-0. Here's Irwin, pass into the paint to Sumter. Sumter, turnaround jumper, no good. And the rebound nearly goes to Chloe Wakefield. Just at the last second, it's knocked away by Jenkins and goes off of Wakefield's hand as it travels across the baseline, so it will be Lady Mustangs basketball. Here's Harris looking inside to Jenkins. Jenkins right back to Harris. This is going to be a baseline three, and it rattles in. And a good look there by Harris, taking the space she's given. Now Ingram has this pass jumped by Irwin, and it's going to be another easy look at the basket for the Mustangs, but Dade is there to get the rebound off the miss. Good work there by Akira Dade to stay with the play and make sure she came down with that rebound. 16-3 is your score. And the Lady Mustangs are going to drop back. They have Wakefield, Myers, and Winfrey all tight against the baseline. Ingram sends the pass over to Winfrey, right back up top to Dade. Dade on our wing, tries to go back to Winfrey. Pass taken away by Sumter. And Sumter going to work against Dade. Goes all the way, off the glass, no good. But there's Swartfager again, working hard inside. And Taylor Swartfager is listed at 5'9", and is doing just fine against quite a few other players inside who have a few inches on her. Checking in for Uniontown, number 3, Haley Abbott. And number 1, Lyric McGlee. McGlee, a sophomore. Abbott is a senior. And we're going to have a timeout taken on the floor with 2:16 to play here in quarter number 1. It's all Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs so far, 16-3 over the visiting Uniontown Lady Red Raiders. If you're watching this game on BreezeLine or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television, or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. Facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. The Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs looking to stay perfect this season. They are 5-0. Those 5 victories coming over Taylor Alderdice, Franklin Regional, Brownsville, Preston County, and Connellsville. Connellsville is the one mutual opponent between these teams. And Uniontown came up just short against Connellsville recently, 42-37. The Lady Mustangs, their last victory was over the Lady Falcons, 31-18. And we've got Righteous Richardson checking into the game for the Lady Mustangs. The ball comes in here to Ingram. And Ingram's going to work the far sideline, floats one over the trap to Lyric McGlee. McGlee on the drive, has some space, but loses control of this one. It goes out of bounds, and it will go to the Lady Mustangs. Myers checks back in. Good crowd on hand here tonight at Laurel Highlands High School inside the Harold Horse Taylor Memorial Gymnasium. Harris across the timeline, pass to the far elbow, and Jenkins, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound comes down. It's Sumter, works this one out and tries to go back to Harris. Harris does a nice job of saving that ball without going back court. Now she's going to drive, has an open lane, floats one up, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound, fought over a couple players. It's going to end up with Lyric McGlee. McGlee scoops it up, goes to the timeline, and hands it off to Ingram. Ingram, quick pass to Dade. Dade back to McGlee on our wing. And the ball goes top of the key to Ingram. Ingram goes back to McGlee, but Righteous Richardson is going to jump the pass, and Richardson takes it all the way for 2. It's 20-3, Lady Mustangs. And here's Lyric McGlee passing ahead to Dade, and Dade is going to travel off of our wing. 1:22 to play here in quarter number 1. And the ball comes in to Swartfager, who goes right back to Harris. Harris, the 5'4 junior, looks inside to Jenkins. Now Sumter comes out of our corner on the baseline. That one's no good. And the rebound is going to go to Myers. Pass goes to Ingram across the timeline. Dade comes off the wing, receives the pass, is going to replace Ingram up top, and is fouled on the drive. And we believe, indeed, that is number 5, Taylor Swartfager with the foul. Swartfager, just a freshman, but holds her own just fine against virtually anybody else on the court. She's going to occupy the middle of the paint here. Ingram sends this one in from the baseline, and Harris jumps the pass intended for Lyric McGlee, and it's going to be Harris working against McGlee here. Cut off by McGlee on the far block, but finds Sumter in the middle, and Sumter is going to get the hoop and the harm up off the glass. 50 seconds left to play here in the first period. Ariana Sumter has been a very, very significant factor for the Lady Mustangs, again at the foul line. And the shot from Sumter is good. She's got 6 points here so far in this contest. Ball comes into Ingram from Dade. Ingram going to see the pressure now near the arc, brings it to our wing. And she's matched up here against Richardson. The Lady Mustangs moving well as Uniontown looks for some space. She goes to Lyric McGlee, who puts up a 3. It's no good. And the rebound goes to Sumter, and Sumter has got space and a lot of it. She's going to be cut off by Dade, goes up off the glass, is fouled again, and gets the bucket as Akira Dade falls to the floor ahead of Sumter. And the foul will be called against Dade. Sumter now has 8 points. And that is going to be 3 personal fouls against Akira Dade as Haley Abbott checks in and sends Dade out of the game for the time being. 25-3 your score. And the shot from Sumter on the good basket. This one goes down, and Sumter now has 9 of the Lady Mustangs points so far in this contest. 30 seconds here as Ingram across the timeline is going to work against Richardson. Finds a little bit of space. No good on the floater, and the rebound is going to go to Uniontown. It's Ingram who gets her own rebound. She brings it out to the far wing. She's going to work against Harris here, and will draw a foul, a blocking foul against Harris on the drive. Checking in for the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs, number 15, Taylor Irwin, back in the game. She's going to give Harris a break, and Harris will step out and have a seat next to her coach, Stuart Davis, for the Lady Mustangs. Ball comes in here to Chloe Wakefield, who cannot quite handle the pass. It looked like Sumter may have got a piece of it, and the ball catches Wakefield's hand on the way out, and it's going to be out of bounds. And Lady Mustangs basketball, they may very well get the last shot here with 13 seconds on the clock. Sumter across the timeline, goes to Richardson, back up top to Sumter. Pass over to Swartfager. Swartfager against Abbott. Good defense there from Abbott. Ball goes corner to Irwin. Irwin's going to put up a three, and that one is short. And it's going to be an easy rebound for Lyric McGlee as the quarter ends. 25-3 your score here at Laurel Highlands High School. We've played one quarter. We'll have quarter number 2 coming up for you in just a moment. The sponsors of this evening's contest include South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, LH Girls Basketball Boosters, United Bank, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and agent David Hughes, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, and Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown. Uniontown comes into this contest 1-3 on the season. Those losses coming against Chartiers Houston, Connellsville, and McGuffey. The Chartiers Houston contest was the first of the season, and the Lady Red Raiders fell to the Lady Buccaneers 49-23, but Uniontown followed that up with a victory against the Bentworth Bearcats 46-19 to go 1-1 at the time, with losses to Connellsville and McGuffey following. The Connellsville contest very close, 42-37 your final score. We will have more Lady Mustangs next week for you, December 20th. That's Wednesday, just 5 days before Christmas Day. The Lady Mustangs will welcome in Bridgeport. And, of course, one question that many will be asking themselves perhaps after this game is how long will the Lady Mustangs be able to stay perfect? Good hustle there by Lyric McGlee to save the ball, but it is saved to the Lady Mustangs off the deep three. And now looking inside, here's Jenkins. Good drive, no foul call. There's some collision in the paint, but Jenkins gets after her own rebound and is tied up there. And the ball will stay with Laurel Highlands. It's going to be Richardson stepping out to inbound this ball from the S and Phillies. Goes to Jenkins. Jenkins going to bring it out from the block and nearly has her pass to Swartfager, jumped by Lyric McGlee. Ball goes out of bounds across the sideline. Now right in front of the Uniontown bench, Laurel Highlands basketball. Swartfager to Richardson. Richardson almost mishandles the pass, saves it, goes back to Swartfager. Swartfager drives, puts up a floater, no good. And Uniontown scrambling now to try to get this rebound, and they finally will. Ingram comes up with it. Several players had a hand on it, but it's Ingram who secures it. 26-3 your score. Pass over to Haley Abbott for three, no good. And the rebound goes to Swartfager. Swartfager going to get out of trouble here. Big pass ahead, and this is an easy look to Jenkins up off the glass, and it's two more for Jenkins. Jenkins has 5 so far tonight. Here's Ingram working against that trap and trying to find the timeline, and she will. The pass goes ahead to Myers, and Myers is going to be fouled here in the paint. Jenkins was looking to jump that pass, nearly got there in time, catches a piece of Myers. Checking back in for Uniontown is number 21, Winfrey. And this is going to be Ingram with the inbound pass to Abbott. Abbott, baseline jumper is good. That one's going to be scored as a 2. Abbott had just 1 foot on the arc, and it's 28-5 here in quarter number 2. Across the timeline, Swartfager trying to look inside here to Jenkins, top of the key. Ball comes back out to Swartfager. Now they do get it to Jenkins, high post, to Richardson on the wing, back to Jenkins, and Jenkins, lots of contact, but no call as Jenkins advances toward the glass. Ball out of bounds, and it will go to the Lady Mustangs. And we've got a few officials here who would like a moment of discernment. And confirmation from the score table. Laurel Highlands basketball. The Lady Mustangs will send this one in from the baseline. The pass comes in. Swartfager. Swartfager on the drive after the reception. Kicks it out. Baseline look. Irwin, no good. Rebound goes Haley Abbott, and Abbott pushing the ball down the court. Just Swartfager to beat. Launches one up, and it is blocked by Swartfeger, but Swartfeger is going to possess the basketball while out of bounds. Cannot save it to herself, of course, and that is essentially what happened. So it's going to be Uniontown basketball from the U in Mustangs. Here's Lyric McGlee, passes it into Ingram. Good pass there. Ingram on our wing, moves it to Myers. Myers trying to make something happen at the last peg on the far side. Now the ball back in the hands of Ingram. Ingram drives, puts one up, no good. Rebound Jenkins. Jenkins gets it out of the paint, goes ahead to Richardson, and McGlee just catches Richardson, and Richardson's shot a little too hard there off the glass. Swartfeger working hard inside after getting the rebound is going to be fouled on the putback. And the foul was called against number 3, Haley Abbott. Chloe Wakefield comes to the score table for Uniontown, ready to check in here. First shot is good. And Swartfeger has 5 points this evening for the Lady Mustangs, who now lead 29-5. And the second shot here is good. Ball comes into Ingram. Ingram across the timeline on our sideline, moves it up to McGlee. McGlee, pass inside to Wakefield, is taken away by Irwin, and the ball put in the hands of Jenkins. And now it's going to be Swartfeger who drops back and will run point for the Lady Mustangs here across the timeline. Nearly has the ball poked out by Lyric McGlee, but she regains it. Looks ahead to Irwin. Now it's a high post pass to Jenkins for 2. No good. And the rebound is going to go out of the hands of Myers and then nearly taken away by the Lady Mustangs. Myers gets it under control. That was Isabella Paschk who briefly had the basketball before Myers was able to regain control of it. And here's McGlee for 3 way outside. And the shot apparently strikes a support and is out of bounds after doing so. So it will be Lady Mustangs basketball as Ariana Sumter checks back in for the Lady Mustangs. Pass comes here to Swartfeger. And Swartfeger again handling the point guard responsibility here. Her pass is taken away by Lyric McGlee, and it's McGlee 1-on-3. Trying to beat the Lady Mustangs. Ball is tied up here, and it looks like Swartfeger may have only had the basketball, but Lyric McGlee is going to get a foul call. Checking in for the Lady Mustangs, number 13. That is Danielle Martre, the 5'7" freshman forward. Pass comes in here to Myers. Myers goes up with it, no good. And this rebound goes to Chloe Wakefield. Wakefield fires it out to Abbott. Abbott for 2, no good. And this rebound goes to Swartfeger. Wakefield and Abbott both trying to corner her. She gets away. Pass goes way ahead now. And this is going to be Paschk, who puts one up off the baseline, no good. Rebound goes to Ingram. Now it's Ingram leading the charge down the far sideline. And she's going to go corner. Abbott with the corner 3, no good. Rebound here, pulled down by Martre. Pass stolen by Chloe Wakefield. Goes up off the glass with it, no good. The outlet pass went right to Wakefield. And now this is going to be an easy look coming the other way for Paschk, who not able to get that one to go off the glass. Swartfeger with the rebound pulls it back out. And with 4:26 to play, the Lady Mustangs are going to look to reset the play here. Lyric McGlee trying to get the ball away from Sumter. Nice crossover here by Sumter. And now she's going to look inside to Swartfeger. Swartfeger up, no good. Rebound, Irwin has the ball knocked away and then saved by Ingram. But somehow Irwin is able to get control of the basketball. And Ingram had hoped to fire that ball off of Irwin and have it bounce out of bounds. But Irwin is able to save it. And the foul called against Uniontown's number 1, Lyric McGlee. That's her first. Checking back into the game, McKinley Baker, number 2 for Uniontown. 4:11 to play here in quarter number 2. Ball into Sumter. Coming our way. Swartfeger off of our wing to Paschk. To the far wing, and Sumter looking inside to Irwin. Pass gets away from Irwin and stolen by Haley Ingram. And Ingram has the ball poked out by Ariana Sumter, but it will stay with Uniontown. Pass comes in. It's going to be Ingram, top of the key. Looking for some space, goes corner. Lyric McGlee launches the three ball. It rattles out, nearly goes down. Rebound pulled out by Swartfager. Swartfager tries to move this one ahead to Pasch. The ball is stolen there by Lyric McGlee, who had raced back to cover. Now McGlee will travel on the far wing as she tried to pull up and pass the ball out to Ingram. 3:41 to play in quarter number 2. 30-5 your score for the Lady Mustangs. Looking to go 6-0 on the season and stay perfect for head coach Stuart Davis. Pass here to Martre. Martre up top to Pasch and then back to Irwin. Now to Sumter. The Lady Mustangs taking their time. Sumter going to bring this one out. Matched up here against Lyric McGlee. Goes our wing to Irwin. Irwin trying to find some space. Goes briefly toward the baseline. Comes back out to Swartfager, who's going to launch a three from the top of the key, and it's good off the glass. 33-5. Ingram across the timeline. Stays hard on our sideline. Looking for a screen there from McGlee, and then it's going to draw some contact from Taylor Irwin on the drive. And it looks like number 13. We've got two 13s on this Lady Mustang roster. And I believe, here's the shot from Uniontown. Rebound's going to come down to the Lady Mustangs. That this is, in fact, Lola McLosack wearing 13 tonight. Pass goes inside here. Jump by Wakefield. And that's going to be Haley Abbott, who comes up with the basketball, goes to the baseline, gets cut off by Swartfager, and will be fouled there by the Lady Mustangs. And it will be called against Taylor Swartfager. Lola McLusack, the 5'9" freshman forward, and I do believe that is who we have wearing 13 tonight. We'll get confirmation about that at halftime. The Lady Mustangs going to send back out a new group here, including several starters. Irwin, Richardson, Harris, Sumter, and Jenkins currently on the floor after several sub in for the Lady Mustangs. That pass nearly taken away by Sumter, saved by McGlee. Nothing on the shot, though, and it's going to be Sumter ahead to Jenkins, and Ayara Jenkins easily lays one in for two more. 35-5 your score. Ingram now going to launch a deep three for Uniontown off the glass, and it's an easy rebound for Sumter, who again fires the ball ahead, this time to Richardson. Richardson up off the glass, no good. Rebound goes to Uniontown's Lyric McGlee. McGlee brings the ball across the timeline, top of the key, moves it over to the far sideline and Abbott. Then McGlee gets the ball back on the wing. The three is off the rim and no good, and it's going to be Lady Mustangs basketball after Taylor Irwin allows the ball to travel across the sideline with 1:51 to play. Checking in for Uniontown, Kalia Tyler. And we're also going to see Winfrey check back in for Uniontown. On the floor right now for Uniontown, Baker, Ingram, Winfrey, McGlee, and Tyler. And the ball goes from wing to wing, now to our wing and Sumter, now to the corner and Harris. Harris matched up there briefly against Winfrey, moves the ball back across to Richardson. Richardson tries to drive, loses the basketball to Baker. Baker corrals it near the baseline and gets it over to Ingram. Ingram across the timeline with 1:27 to play here in the first half. Ingram on the drive, finds plenty of space, goes up, no good. Tries to track down her own rebound, but it ends up with Jenkins, and now it's Jenkins leading a 3-on-1 charge. Coming our way to Irwin, and Irwin is blocked by Lyric McGlee, and it looks like we're going to have a foul call as well. And that will be the second personal foul called against Lyric McGlee, and Taylor Irwin will step up to the foul line looking for her first point this evening. Checking back in for Uniontown, number 00, Emily Myers. First shot no good for Irwin. And Irwin's second look, no good from the foul line. Myers going to pull down the rebound. and moves it to McGlee. McGlee across the timeline to our wing. Looking for space, goes opposite wing to Tyler, now back to the top, and Ingram. Ingram fires a pass far sideline. Lyric McGlee working against Harris, and McGlee will travel prior to the drive. Checking back in for the Lady Mustangs, the 5'6" freshman guard, Isabella Pasch. Ball comes in here to Richardson, then right back to Harris, who had inbounded the ball for the Lady Mustangs. 55 seconds to play. Our wing, Sumter. Sumter. Big pass all the way across the floor to Harris in the opposite corner. Harris, nice drive, looking for Pasch inside, no good. Rebound, Sumter, and Sumter draws some contact, no call, goes to Pasch. Sumter again with the rebound. This time she will get the call, working inside. Foul will be called against Myers. Second personal foul for Emily Myers. Myers, the junior center for Uniontown, listed at 6'2". First shot for Sumter. Sumter, no stranger to the foul line this evening. McLusack checking back in for the Lady Mustangs, and for Uniontown for the first time this evening, it's number 25, Madison Wood Crudup, the 5'7" freshman forward. Sumter, good on that one, 37-5, 39 seconds to play. Ball comes into McGlee. Now ahead to Ingram. Ingram facing Richardson, gets a screen from McGlee, goes right back to her. McGlee on our wing, tries to fire a pass over to number 25, Madison Wood Crudup. Crudup nearly loses the ball, but does save it and goes back to McGlee. McGlee going to launch a deep three now off the top of the backboard, pulled down by Harris. And Harris going to move the ball ahead to Pasch. Pasch off the glass, no good. Harris gets the rebound this side, goes up herself, no good. Another Lady Mustangs rebound. This pass goes to Harris, and Harris is fouled as she goes up. And the foul is called against number 1, Lyric McGlee. That will be her third personal foul. Harris at the foul line is good. Harris has 4 points so far this evening. Haley Abbott going to check in here for Lyric McGlee. And Harris, second shot no good. The rebound is going to be had by Kalia Tyler, who will pick it up and will advance the ball herself with 1 second to play. Tyler tries to put one up, but Righteous Richardson gets a piece of it. And that's going to bring us to halftime here at Laurel Highlands High School's Harold Horst Taylor Memorial Gymnasium. It's the Lady Mustangs 38 and the Lady Raiders 5. We'll be right back here with you in just a few minutes on the South Union Township Sports Network to bring you some halftime statistics and to prepare you for the third quarter here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Welcome back to Laurel Highlands High School as we near the conclusion of halftime. The Lady Mustangs leading the Lady Red Raiders 38-5 behind the strength of play really from several Lady Mustangs, but especially two in particular. Aera Jenkins, who has had a great game so far and a really strong second quarter for Jenkins, who has 12 points as of right now for the Lady Mustangs. And Ariana Sumter, who has 11 of her own tonight and has done a lot of damage inside for this Lady Mustangs team and has worked her way not only to quite a few rebounds tonight, but also to the foul line where some of that scoring has come from for her. The Lady Mustangs will be working right to left across your screen here in the second half. They're wearing their home white uniform, blue and red trim, red number. The Uniontown Lady Red Raiders will be working left to right. They are in their visitors' uniform tonight, maroon, white trim, white number. The Lady Red Raiders did enjoy a 3-2 advantage at one point early tonight off of a deep three-pointer. But since then, the Lady Mustangs have controlled the game largely through creating some pressure, through trapping. The Lady Red Raiders have had a couple opportunities, especially in the second quarter, and hopefully we'll see them build off of that here in the third quarter as they look to close the gap here against the Lady Mustangs. Currently trailing are the Lady Red Raiders by 33 points. For the Lady Mustangs, head coach Stuart Davis and assistant coaches John Robinson, Ryan Swartfager, and Mike Irwin will take their Lady Mustang squad to Southmoreland on Monday, December the 18th. That tip time is 7 p.m. There will be no junior varsity game. And then the Lady Mustangs are back home again Wednesday evening, December the 20th against Bridgeport at 7 p.m. We'll have that game here for you on the South Union Township Sports Network. If you are watching this game on BreezeLine or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. Facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. And now we're ready for quarter number 3. On the floor for the Lady Mustangs, Sumter, Jenkins, Swartfager, Irwin, and Harris. For the Lady Red Raiders, Myers, Baker, Wakefield, along with Ingram and Abbott. And it's going to be Uniontown basketball. Pass comes into Ingram, who goes far wing to Abbott. Abbott brings it back to the top of the key. Big pass into Wakefield. Now a quick little one back out to Ingram on the wing. Ingram cut off at the elbow on the drive. Goes back up top to Abbott. Abbott now our way to Baker. Off the wing. Baker going to drive baseline and gets it to Ingram, who steps across the baseline and is out of bounds. Lady Mustangs basketball. Harris sending this one into Swartfager. Then right back to Harris. Harris across the timeline. Harris has 4 points tonight. A lot of the Lady Mustang damage has come from inside. And the pass here to Jenkins at the far elbow gets away from her as she was looking for Taylor Irwin on the wing. Uniontown basketball. The Lady Red Raiders 1-3 coming into this contest. If they are unable to mount a comeback, this pass skipping away from Aera Jenkins and out of bounds. It will stay with Uniontown. If they are unable to mount a comeback here in the second half, they will fall to 1-4. The Lady Mustangs looking to stay perfect on the season. They are 5-0 and looking to go 6-0. That pass nearly jumped by Harris, out of bounds. Again, will stay with Uniontown. McKinley Baker will handle the inbound responsibility here. Baker, the 5'3 junior, gets this one into Ingram. Ingram brings it way back out to near the timeline and then moves it across to Abbott. Abbott on the far wing, back to Ingram. Ingram, top of the key now, a big pass to Wakefield in the far corner, then to Abbott on the wing. Haley Abbott going to hand it off here to Ingram, and Uniontown will reset the play. Back to Abbott on the wing. Double team there, goes to Ingram. Ingram wants the three, out of the corner, no good, and the rebound goes to Jenkins. Ingram is the leading scorer for this Uniontown team, averaged 12 points per game coming into tonight. That ball taken away by Uniontown's Chloe Wakefield. And here comes Ingram across the timeline. 5:52 to play here in quarter number 3 to Abbott. Abbott looks inside to Myers. Pass denied by Sumter, and the ball gets kicked out to Swartfager, who goes ahead to Harris, then back to Swartfager. And Swartfager is going to lose control of that ball as she collides with McKinley Baker. No foul called, and it will be Uniontown basketball. Baker to Ingram, and Ingram will have Swartfager waiting for her on the opposite side. Uniontown looking to get something going here in quarter number 3 across to Abbott. Abbott back up top to Ingram. A couple of cutters across for Uniontown. This pass goes to Wakefield. Wakefield baseline jumper is good. And Uniontown picks up 2 points from Chloe Wakefield with the baseline look. 38-7 now your score. Harris moving to Irwin on the far wing. Now inside to Jenkins, then to Sumter. A lot of contact, and Chloe Wakefield's actually going to end up on the floor after that contact, but it is Uniontown basketball, and it's going to be Ingram who gets cut off by Harris on the drive. Ingram now directing traffic, wants to go to Baker, finds her. Baker saves the ball from going out of bounds and then moves it to Abbott, who's going to reset the play, takes it to the far wing, and the ball is nearly knocked away by Irwin. It's saved by Baker, but Baker had a foot on the sideline, and we're going to have a 30-second timeout here taken by the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs with 4:29 to play in quarter number 3, and the Lady Mustangs leading 38-7. Your sponsors for tonight's contest include Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialists, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, LH Girls Basketball Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Don't forget, we will have next Wednesday's game for you on the South Union Township Sports Network. That is Wednesday, December the 20th, as the Lady Mustangs play host to Bridgeport, West Virginia. That pass nearly taken away by Akira Dade, who's back in the game. Dade had picked up 3 personal fouls early on in this contest and is back out there now. Dade, the 5'5 senior. Pass here to Harris. Harris way up top, brings it our way to Irwin. Irwin to Swartfager. Swartfager thinks about driving, pops it out to Harris on the far wing. Now Harris wants the deep 3 ball, nearly has it. The rebound goes between a couple of players, finally secured by Chloe Wakefield, and she gets the ball to Dade. Dade now wants to drive, working against Swartfager, goes up over top. No good on the floater. Rebound pulled down by Swartfager after swatted away by a few other players. And now the pass ahead to Irwin, and here's 2 more points for the Lady Mustangs. 40-7 your score. Ingram, with 3:31 remaining in the period, goes to the top of the key, and Akira Dade. Dade going to let the play develop here. Chloe Wakefield passing through, but the pass is jumped by Sumter, and Sumter looking to take it to the house here, goes past Dade, who has the 3 personal fouls. Sumter misses the layup. Dade is going to just save the basketball. Nice work there by Akira Dade to maintain her balance and save the ball. Ingram going to move it here to Baker, then back to Dade. Dade all the way up top here at the center circle, and she wants to direct traffic, but there's going to be a timeout taken, a full timeout taken here by Uniontown head coach Penny Kaczmarski. The Uniontown Lady Red Raiders, under the direction of longtime coaches, head coach Penny Kaczmarski, assistant coach Michelle Sevick. And so with a few minutes to go in quarter number 3, the Uniontown Red Raiders will use a full timeout, trailing 40-7. If you are watching this game on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Township Television, or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. Facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live, as we will be right here from Laurel Highlands High School, Harold Horst Taylor Memorial Gymnasium on Wednesday, December the 20th, as the Lady Mustangs continue what has been a great season so far. They'll be visiting Southmoreland early next week and then playing host to Bridgeport, West Virginia. Here's the pass to Dade on the far wing. Dade drives into the paint, floats one up, no good. Rebound Sumter. And the Lady Mustangs now with 2:45 to play. Big pass ahead to Irwin. Irwin pops it back out to Swartfager. Now goes top of the key to Sumter. Sumter is going to dribble away from high post and move the ball to the far wing. And Jenkins wants to direct some traffic, maybe looking for a screen. Instead, she's going to move it to our wing to Sumter. And she will rotate through. Cut here by Harris. Ball goes to Swartfager. Swartfager now matched up against Ingram. Brings it to our wing and Harris. Harris wants the three ball, and it's good. Just over top of Akira Dade, who came charging out to pick up Harris. And Harris lets go of that ball just in time, 43-7. Dade now moving it far wing to Ingram. Dade going to cut through. Ingram's going to let go of three of her own. This one skips off the glass, no good. Rebound Myers, put back, no good. And now it's Myers and Sumter tied up inside. Jump ball will go to the Lady Mustangs. We're going to see Lyric McGlee check back in for Uniontown. And Ingram will check out. 1:45 to play here in quarter number 3. Pass from Harris to Swartfager to inbound the ball back to Harris. Harris now across the timeline. Lyric McGlee waits for her. Pass comes to our wing to Irwin. Irwin nearly loses the ball. Now a nice look inside to Jenkins. Jenkins pops it back out to Swartfager, but the ball is going to get away from the Lady Mustangs and will go to Uniontown. Baker and Dade will work together to bring this ball down the court. Pass to Baker, then back to Dade, and Dade will take her time with 1:14 to play here in quarter number 3. Across the timeline, Dade wants to make something happen. Little move here. Pass to the wing and McGlee. McGlee lets go of three. No good. Off the rim, and now a couple of players on the court fall onto the floor after the rebound, including Swartfager and Myers. And the tie-up this time will go to Uniontown as Winfrey will check back in for the Lady Red Raiders in place of Chloe Wakefield, who will check out of the game. It's going to be Lyric McGlee on the baseline, standing on the F, and Phillies sends this ball into Dade, far wing. Dade, nice cut through the paint, no good. And the rebound is going to be pulled down here by Jenkins, and Jenkins pushes it ahead to Swartfager. Swartfager on our wing, brings it to the top of the key. Jenkins comes out with her, gets the ball back to our wing. McGlee and Baker there. Nice move by Harris to get in the paint and receive the pass. The jumper is no good. Swartfager is battling hard inside, but the rebound is going to go to Akira Dade. Now Dade across the timeline will steer the ball toward the far wing and let go of a three off the front of the rim. And good positioning there by Winfrey inside to try to get that rebound. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Ariana Sumter, and the ball will go with Uniontown, but that's going to bring the third quarter to a conclusion as the Lady Mustangs prepare to check in a few new players to begin quarter number 4, with the Lady Mustangs leading 43-7. Our sponsors for tonight's game: Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and Agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialists, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, LH Girls Basketball Boosters, South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. South Union Township Sports Network coverage is a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. And we prepare ourselves now for quarter number 4 with your score 43-7 in favor of the Lady Mustangs, who were looking to go 6-0. The Mustangs have enjoyed victories so far this season over Taylor, Alderdice, Franklin Regional, Brownsville, Preston County, and Connellsville. No one has been able to beat these Lady Mustangs or even come within single digits of them. Every game has been a double-digit victory, including most recently a 13-point win over the Connellsville Lady Falcons. Of course, we brought last week's game to you against Preston County. That was a 16-point, 50-34 victory for the Lady Mustangs. And there's a nice-looking jumper for the Lady Mustangs, number 13, Lola McLusack. 46-7 now the score. And the Red Raiders going to answer here nearly, with Lyric McGlee getting 2 looks at the basket. Neither one goes. Coming the other way now, Isabella Paschke, who is going to lose control of the basketball. Chased down by Ingram, and the ball will go to Uniontown. Winfrey going to handle the inbound responsibility. Goes to Ingram, and Ingram brings this one across the timeline, goes far wing, now wants to drive, splits defenders, floats one up from the middle peg, no good. And the rebound is going to go to Sumter, who falls between Myers and Winfrey with the rebound. So that will be a travel, and the basketball will go to Uniontown. 6:50 to play here in quarter number 4. McGlee off the baseline. Big pass out to Dade on our wing, and a quick one to Ingram out of the corner for 3, no good. And the rebound is going to be battled over here by McGlee and Harris. It goes to Harris. Harris ahead to Richardson. Richardson weaving through defenders. Ahead here to Isabella Paschke, who is going to travel. She was cut off by 00 Emily Myers. Myers listed at 6'2", Paschke at 5'6", and as Paschke looked up, there was nothing but Myers there, so she hesitates with the basketball. It's going to be Uniontown basketball. Dade now shooting the baseline jumper, no good. Rebound by Winfrey is going to be knocked out of bounds as she looked for Lyric McGlee, but Paschke sticks a hand in and denies the pass. And this will be McGlee off the baseline, standing next to the S in Phillies. Goes to Myers. Myers has the ball batted away twice, and the Lady Mustangs will corral the basketball. And this is Harris. Harris thought about the big throw. Instead, she's going to take the drive, and the quick bounce pass to McLusack is knocked away and seized by Emily Myers. Now coming the other way is Dade. Dade weaving through and gets fouled on her way to the bucket. Right about the middle peg. As she lets go of the basketball, draws some contact. And the foul will be called against number 3, Righteous Richardson. Preparing to check in for Uniontown, Madison Wood Crudup. And here is Dade with 5:19 to play in a 45-7 game. And Dade's first foul shot is perfect. Wood Crudup checks in, and that's going to give Emily Myers a breather. Dade going to try to repeat that previous shot. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that. The second one just as perfect. 45-9 your score. Harris across the timeline, moving it ahead to Richardson, and Dade's going to take the basketball away and is fouled. Akira Dade nearly had the definition of a clean steal and breakaway. Richardson catches a piece of her as Dade moves away, and it's going to be Uniontown basketball. 4:52 to play now. Dade sends this one into Ingram. And Ingram looking for some space, moves it far wing to McGlee, tries to bank in a 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Harris, and Harris's pass barely gets through to Richardson. Uniontown nearly steals it, and it's going to be Richardson off the glass for an easy 2. Richardson has herself 4 points tonight. And the Lady Mustangs now are just 4 minutes and 25 seconds away from starting off this season 6-0. And we're sure that's going to bring plenty of smiles to a lot of Mustang faces here as Dade drives out of the corner and catches the foot of Isabella Paschke. Will be Uniontown basketball. Winfrey will step out and stand right on the S in Phillies as Haley Abbott checks in. And Winfrey waiting for the play to develop and gets it to Dade. Dade's going to take a shot here from the baseline, no good. And the rebound goes to Harris. Harris brings the ball to our wing, pops it over to Ingram. Ingram, the long 2-point jumper just off the front of the rim, no good. And Dade, who was really taken over this quarter, seizes the rebound and leads the charge down the floor. Dade floating one up over Richardson, no good. And the rebound is going to go to Haley Abbott. Here's Dade now launching a 3, and this one may have been tipped. No tip is the call, though, and it will be Lady Mustangs basketball. And Harris now, running point, is going to meet Lyric McGlee at the timeline and moves it to our wing and Irwin. Irwin back up top, McLusack. McLusack from the top of the key brings it to Richardson. Richardson to Irwin. Irwin likes a chance to drive here, goes baseline, but a little too much on the shot. Paschke in on the rebound. Ball knocked away by Uniontown's Madison Wood Crudup. Schwartfeger going to check back in for the Lady Mustangs and give Harris a break with 2:46 to play in the game. Here's Richardson. Inbound pass goes to Swartfager. Swartfager has the ball knocked away by McGlee, but the Lady Mustangs get it back, and Swartfager's going to dribble this one way out. McGlee follows her out. McGlee staying right with Swartfager step for step. Swartfager wants to look inside. McGlee knocks the pass away, but the Lady Mustangs get it back under control. Now Irwin, triple teamed, tries to get the pass to McLusack, but the ball is knocked away and out of bounds off a Mustang foot. 47-9, 2:12 to play here in this contest. Akira Dade across the timeline has Haley Abbott and Lyric McGlee on the wings. Will go to Abbott, who drifts to the far corner, and that deep jumper is no good. Rebound is going to be saved by Taylor Irwin, but it goes to Abbott. Abbott's pass back up top to Dade is nearly taken away. Dade wants to go back to Abbott. Now Abbott, another long two-point look, no good, and this rebound is going to be seized by Irwin for the Lady Mustangs. 1:39 to play. Ball comes to Richardson. Richardson across the timeline. Lyric McGlee waiting for him. McGlee playing good defense here, and it's going to be Dade who jumps the pass, and Dade going to drive all the way to the basket, up off the glass, no good. Richardson rebound, moves it our side to Irwin, near our sideline, across the timeline, now to our wing. Haley Abbott going to step out on her, so she'll move the ball to Swartfager. Swartfager top of the key with McGlee. Little screen there will allow her to drive, but the floater is no good off the glass, and the rebound goes to Akira Dade. And Dade across the timeline has done it all here for Uniontown in the fourth quarter. Pass goes to McGlee. McGlee up off the glass, no good. Good looking rebound there by Winfrey. Winfrey fighting against three Lady Mustangs inside, and the ball will be tied up. 51 seconds here at Laurel Highlands High School. 47-9. It's going to be Uniontown basketball. Winfrey will step out and sends this one to Dade. Dade nearly loses the ball, saves it to McGlee. McGlee moves it to our wing and Abbott. Now back to the near sideline, and Dade, nice little drive in the floater. Will not go, bounces out. Dade battling inside, gets her own rebound, goes up strong, and is fouled while doing so. 47-9 your score, and that may very well bring this contest to a conclusion as we are in mercy rule timing, and as players line up for the foul shots, they will stop the clock with 15.8 seconds to play. First shot from Dade will roll in, 47-10, and Akira Dade has 6 of those points tonight. Second one from Dade, no good, and the rebound nearly goes to McLusack, but it's knocked away by Wood Crudup. And that's going to leave just seconds left on the clock, 6 seconds and counting. And the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs are going to emerge victorious here. The Red Raiders going to get one last look from Lyric McGlee, no good. And your final score is Laurel Highlands 47 and Uniontown 10. So the Laurel Highlands Lady Mustangs will indeed improve to 6-0 to start this season. And the Uniontown Lady Red Raiders will drop to 1-4 following this defeat. Again, it's Laurel Highlands 47 and Uniontown 10. If you are watching this game on BreezeLine or Armstrong Cable, we'd like to let you know that South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are now available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to youtube.com and search South Union Television, or follow the South Union Township Sports Network on Facebook for program updates. Facebook.com/South Union TV. Subscribe for notifications when we go live. Today's game on the South Union Township Sports Network has been a joint cooperative venture with Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, along with Armstrong and BreezeLine Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, our final score tonight, 47-10, in favor of the Lady Mustangs. For South Union Township Sports Network, I'm Joshua Scully. You've been watching the South Union Township Sports Network, and we'll look forward to seeing you again Wednesday, December the 20th, when the Lady Mustangs will host Bridgeport, West Virginia, right here at Laurel Highlands High School, 7 p.m. We will see you then.